So, hey everyone, I hope you had a good Thanksgiving. I know mine was pretty good. American Thanksgiving for those of you in the US, and I guess normal Thursday for our Canadian friends and everybody else. But we had a good holiday. It was mostly low key. We decided to spend it at home with my partner's father, and we just had a good Thanksgiving. At least these days for me, a good Thanksgiving pretty much consists of about three things. Usually, ideally, I like to watch about 15 minutes of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Usually, I don't have the patience to watch the whole thing, but it's kind of been a tradition since I was a kid to watch at least 15 minutes of the parade for me to consider it a proper Thanksgiving. Usually a good meal with friends, bonus points if it's at home because I really do enjoy just being able to just kind of host people and then just kind of relax afterwards. And I guess the third thing is just, good company. But, overall, I had a good Thanksgiving. It was a nice day. And we've had a good nice long weekend, so I think that now that we're in the run up to Christmas, that we will, be getting up the tree soon, and pretty soon I'll have some pictures and video to share of that. In writing news, I can say that I am still working on the two projects that I was currently working on the last time. I'm still working on trying to finish the first Winterfall novel, or at least get it into a state where the first draft is suitable to be shown to other people. And working on the short story that goes with it, I guess, in a sense. Right now it's kind of intended to sort of be like a Halloween thing, and I know it's, early/late, depending on your perspective, but it's kind of where my muse is at this particular moment. So I'm going to try and finish that. And, I'm trying to get a little bit better about just, focusing on what I'm working on, doing what I can do, however much that turns out to be, and worrying about all the other stuff later. It's like deadlines, quotas, that kind of stuff usually just ends up backfiring on me. And I'm trying to do something different because, my goal is to focus less on getting everything right, getting everything done, meeting the prescribed amounts or something, and just kind of let the art flow, and just count on the inevitability of, if you do a little bit every day, it'll eventually get done, sort of thing, and hoping that will solve the rest of my problems, but we'll see. But for right now, I'm still working on that short story, The Dark Mile, and the Winterfall novel, which is hopefully the first of a set of three. um I've got a general plan mapped out. It's like it's always kind of, I guess, one of those tricky things, like deciding how long a series, how long you'd like a series to be, or how much mileage, any given idea has in it. Because, of course, every story's got to eventually have an ending. So it's like, is this a series that can go on forever? Or is this a series that you have a 7-year plan for, or what? But anyway, I'd say that it's going okay. Right now I'm just trying to focus on okay being good enough, and not worry about perfect. Because perfect is just it's just, it depends on how things feel at any given moment, and that's a little bit too unpredictable a marker. Not to mention the whole you'll never get to perfect. But anyway, video news. Today I am working on a vlog, which I am filming as we speak. I have plans to try and edit the review of Sirius. I want to record the audio for Artifact Space. I don't think I'm going to film it today. Let's see. I also have something else I'm going to talk about later. The footage from the Moody Gardens Iceland, because since it was on Friday, we had the opportunity to go and check out the exhibit. Some of you may remember that I shot some video of it last year. I shot some more this year. I'll talk about that in a little bit, but I'll be working on that video too, and that one probably won't take too long to produce. And I guess that's it for now. In terms of the public schedule, that is going to I'm going to move one of the story lore videos down a bit so that I can make space for the Moody Gardens Iceland, because I want to make sure I get that out in December when it's relevant. Let's see. I guess that's about it for video news right now. As far as books, I've started two new books. Now that I finished Artifact Space, and just to talk about Artifact Space for a moment, I have to say that I kind of was expecting it to at least be, I guess, a conclusion, because from what I understood from the end of it, it continues in another book, which I wasn't aware of at the time. So, I don't remember exactly what it said that the next book was called, so it's kind of been hard to determine if I want to keep reading with the series. But I will figure that out later. But for right now, I'm still reading Gideon the Ninth. About halfway through, and I don't know. So far, my initial excitement, I guess, has tempered a little bit. It's not like I'm losing interest exactly, but it's just, I don't know. It's just I'm kind of unsure for me personally, where this book is going. So far it's got, I mean, it's got good interactions and such, but I guess it's not exactly what I was. Well, I don't even know honestly what I was expecting, but um, I don't know. We'll see. It's still got a whiles to go yet, and it's rare that I'll toss books, so it's like I'm definitely gonna finish it, but we'll see. I'll take my time. I'll enjoy it. I'll go through it, and when I get it finished, I'll work on putting together a review, and I'll determine if I feel like reading any more. I don't know. It's like the person who recommended it to me really seemed to like the series, and she also seemed to think that the second book was equally good. So I don't know. I mean, it really kind of depends for me on how the rest of this book goes, because it could be good, but we'll see. I guess I'll find out. I mean, don't take that as a negative review at this point, because it's like I don't know. It's not my usual fare, but that's not a bad thing either. So, but I will say that I have started reading two new books. The first one is Star Trek Picard Second Self, which is, I think, the fourth Picard book. Yeah, I think it's the fourth Picard novel, written by Una McCormick. And it features Rafi Musiker, one of my favorite characters from Picard, being sent to a Cardassian or Romulan, one of those. It's sent to a colony world called Ordive, where she is looking for Garrick, of all people. And I guess in the intervening years since Picard, he's fallen out of favor with the powers that be, or something, and she's going to look for him to see if she can find him for reasons that I'm not entirely sure. What I mean, they want to bring him to justice for something. And also, they've been talking about how the pretext for her being there is that the Romulans want to send more refugees to this planet, but the people in charge, I think right now it's a Cardassian world. I think they're saying we can't take any more people because we don't have the infrastructure, or at least that's the official excuse. And Rafi apparently has not had a good time here in the past. She was assigned here a long time ago, before I guess before she got exposed to a lot of what goes on in the universe, and it kind of it changed her a lot. It was apparently a painful experience that she would not have chosen to revisit had it not been a personal favor from Admiral Jean-Luc Picard, because of course, as points out in the book, you really can't say no to Jean-Luc Picard. It's like you just can't. Not if you serve with him, I should say. Because I mean, obviously, people said no to Jean-Luc Picard, but it's like if you've been out in space with the man, it's kind of hard to turn him down. Also, I am reading Squirrel Girl Universe. I'm forgetting the full title of the book at this particular moment, but it starts out with parts of New York phasing into other parts, and a supervillain called the Mad Thinker trying to do something. And of course, inevitably things go horribly wrong, and the next thing you know, they're in some alternate dimension, or something along those lines, along with her her superhero companions and fellow college students, Chipmunk Hunk and Koi Boy. And yes, I am serious. And it's so far it's been a really entertaining book. It's like the narrative voice is very hilarious. I really kind of want to see where this goes, and there are a lot of footnotes which have made me think of a certain individual in my writing group. But yeah, I guess I suppose in this case it's done because it's a comic book inspired novel, and of course comic books have been known to have footnotes to refer to previous issues, refresh readers' memories, that sort of thing. And I suppose that the novel follows that just because it's a similar genre. But it's usually the footnotes are worth reading, and it's been a good book so far. I've only read like the first 3 chapters, and I'm looking forward to finishing the rest of it. I think it'll be fun. I kind of want at some point for them to do a Squirrel Girl limited series on Disney Plus. It's like I don't know if I'd say that she has the appeal to be in a feature film yet, but I kind of think that like Ms. Marvel, like She-Hulk, that the small screen is where she should make her debut because I think it would give them more opportunity to play with her character and just have fun. And incidentally, if you haven't seen it, She-Hulk is very, very funny. Like it's a really good sitcom, and I highly recommend it. I really enjoy She-Hulk. I'm kind of hoping that they do some more relating there too. But speaking of Marvel topics, yesterday we went to go see Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, which was really good. I mean, as you probably know if you're a Marvel fan, the plan for Black Panther originally was very different. It, of course, changed when Chadwick Boseman unfortunately died of cancer a couple of years ago, necessitating a complete rework of the entire concept. And they decided that they weren't going to recast Black Panther, that there were a lot of different ways they could go with it, both inspired by the comics and not. And it was an unfortunate situation, and kind of like it actually happened in reality. It's like nobody knew. It's like I don't think anybody knew. Disney didn't know. I don't think any of his co-stars knew. It's like he was very, very private about it, and he has the right to be, of course. It just impresses me that was such a secret was kept for as long as it was. Especially in the ever uh, interested world of Hollywood, where they're always trying to all the little bits of information get disseminated. But they basically turned the second film into a tribute for Chadwick Boseman, which and his character and all the work he's done for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I'd have to say that they did it really well. That the second movie was perhaps less upbeat than it would have been had we had Chadwick with us, but it was a good movie, a good story. It was an interesting idea, and I highly recommend it if you're a Marvel fan. It kind of um, it's one of those things that I just thought was like a very well done piece of film with really good performances pretty much from everyone involved. And it was clear that this was a project of passion for everyone involved, just if for no other reason than to do justice to Chadwick's performance and to all the effort he had put into defining the Black Panther in the films that he has been in to this point. But it was really good, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with it in the future. I kind of hope that the series continues because I think that and this is perhaps horrible to say, but I think it's one of those cases where it really does a good job of spreading cultural influences to global audiences that might not normally be inclined to look at such things, to appreciate such things. Because let's face it, American films are not they don't usually have like all Asian casts or major motion pictures. They usually don't go for stars that don't look a certain way. And I think that it really is important when they do films like that, like like Black Panther, like Crazy Rich Asians, and that it reminds us not only that stories come in all shapes and sizes, that all kinds of different cultures have their own respective beauty about them, and I really kind of think that if for no other reason than to open your mind a little bit, that you should see Black Panther 2 just because of that reason alone. And that's kind of what I think art is for, to try and open our minds to things that we might not normally be inclined to think about, things that we might not normally be determined to see, or just kind of get past the initial pre-built arguments in our brain that we may not even be aware of. But it was a good movie. I definitely do recommend it, and I'm looking forward to seeing it again, because it was really definitely an emotionally moving story on a lot of levels. So it was highly excellent. Also, the same day, we had an opportunity after the film. We went to Moody Gardens, Iceland. If you've never seen it before, it's really kind of amazing. They have these Chinese ice sculptors that come over from overseas and spend a long period of time carving these beautiful ice sculptures. This year's theme was Caribbean Christmas. So there was a lot of fish, a lot of ocean life, and they really did a gorgeous job of just making, all of these highly detailed ice sculptures with such super vibrant colors. And there'll be a separate video showing off all the footage that I took this year, and I'll be posting some pictures of that online as well. Let's see, I guess that's about it for now. Let's see, no Patreon news this particular time, because honestly, with the holiday, I've just been kind of enjoying the holiday and not really been thinking in that direction. But I guess I will talk to you guys again in a couple of weeks.
If you like werewolves, check out my book Blue Moon, available in paperback and ebook on Amazon. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, click the subscribe button and leave a comment below. Catch you later.